No, I like seeing what is there. They come across that alt-right militia. They get handcuffed together and are thrown down into. I have no idea what the hell the potato shed thing.
It's just a bunker.
Whatever it is, and the way they talk to each other, and it's just like, so you ready to dance? Oh, I'm ready for a lot more than that. It's like it's cute. It works well. But yeah, I don't understand why they killed her off. They could have made it work if I think they kept her around into season 2. Maybe Ash makes the deal for her to come with them to Jacksonville, Florida. By the way, I would love to hear you say what the hell is in Jacksonville if you have ever been there. Have you ever been there?
I have been to Jacksonville. It looks like Albany. It's just a lot of concrete and why does anyone live here?
Well, hang on. In fairness, if Albany had Jacksonville's weather, it wouldn't suck out loud.
That's fair.
Fair enough. So, but yeah, I kind of wish they hadn't killed her off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think
that
she
much
could
build up. They built her and built her and built her, and then they killed her off. It's like, why? Well, this seems like wasted motion.
Yeah.
Well,
I would again.
There's
I
a little bit of
part
of what they're doing there is Ash can never be happy.
Like Batman, bring it back.
Well,
to
no, that
like
is
Samurai Jack.
That is the Evil Dead franchise. Raimi has openly said it's like that is the core part of the franchise. Ash has to suffer. That's why no matter what happens, he gets the worst of the physical attacks.
Okay, so I got a bit of a segue, bit of a parallel. I just want to kick this ball around. Feel free to jump in, Dorian. I love Batman. He's one of my favorite superhero characters of all time. When he married, they did the marriage, the wedding to Catwoman. God, I can't remember the author's name, but I was
Tom King.
Thank you, Tom King. I was cursing Tom King, who's the Vision series is phenomenal and one of my favorite comics. He's not a bad writer, but it was something he said about Batman that actually pissed me off.
It wasn't just you. That man got so much hate mail.
I'm well aware. So he goes to marry Catwoman, and of course, it's all a plot. It doesn't happen. And when interviewed about it, Tom King said, "Yeah, Batman can never be happy." And I flipped every table in my house, and it's I was so mad. And here's the thing, and feel free to agree or disagree with this. Just bat this around for a moment. Ash, Batman, a character who is perpetually miserable. That life is always an uphill struggle. They can never have any wins. Gets boring after a while.
Or becomes the villain.
It's like watching a sports team that never has any wins. Eventually, you just lose interest.
The reason I say becomes the villain is because, and I'll use Harry Potter as an example, and I'm not going to get into the full lore of Harry Potter, but there was a moment in the middle of the book. Well, no, I didn't want to scare you. I'm like, I'm going to bring up Harry Potter. Oh,
this is going to bring up charts and diagrams. I'm like, motherfucker, here we go.
Pull the eject cord. Pull it. But no, there's a part in the books where the author gave a character a reprieve to kill someone else off, and that was that Arthur Weasley would get to live, but Sirius Black, who is Harry Potter's godfather, would get very shockingly murdered in the series. Now, Sirius Black was not only my favorite, but there's a whole long story behind that. The issue I have with it that connects to this is that if they'd given Ron a loss, Ron now comes to the same level as Harry and goes, shit, I'd never lost family before, man. Like maybe grandmas and grandpas because old age, but fuck, this is what you go through every day. The issue with compounding everything on Harry and him still staying stalwart and true and you can never be happy. It's like there's a point where realism, even again in a story about wizards or in this case, Deadites and a guy who has a chainsaw for a hand, we go, no, I'm sorry, I can't back you up anymore.
I have to complete the fantasy triumvirate. Batman, Harry Potter, and Michael Douglas from Falling Down. At some point, you're just in a tank blowing up a McDonald's because they wouldn't serve you breakfast at 11:01.
Which again, Michael Douglas and it's exactly. It's like and that's the issue. Ash never being able to be happy. And that one of the reasons I think it works with Ash is because Ash pops. I mean, Bruce Campbell's retired the character. I'm sure they'll reboot it at some point. I'm sure they're already planning to.
In theory, there's an animated Ash vs. Evil Dead continuation half in the works where he'd voice the character, but
that would be interesting. I'd still watch it. But again, sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off there, Robert. I wanted to finish my thoughts so I wasn't dragging on. Was that Ash shows up so few times. You know, it's like Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. There's a whole bunch of time. Then there's this show. Okay, there's enough time or space that we're like, it's like seeing an old friend. Oh, how's things going? Well, this person died. Oh, that's right. I remember why I don't hang out with you that much. You're kind of fucking depressing. And Batman's the same way. Like Harry Potter, they try to go like, see, even someone who has lost all of this can remain stalwart and true and upright. You suck. But coming back to the other question, the character of Amanda.
Hang on, I gotta interject here. Have you guys ever seen? Robert knows what I'm talking about. This is Nuts' video that he put on YouTube. Wrestling isn't wrestling. What was the writer's name, Robert?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, shout it at me when you remember it, or look it up.
That's not real wrestling.
Landis.
Yeah. Okay.
Max Landis.
So Max Landis does this like 20 to 30 minute YouTube video where he explains the appeal of wrestling through the history of one character. That character is Triple H, and all the wrestlers are played by hot chicks. It's amazing. When he gets to John Cena, first of all, the girl playing his version of John Cena needs an Emmy or something because she's fucking great. But his whole thing with John Cena was, and then comes along John Cena, and he never loses, and he never cares about anything, and he's just going through life, and the whole time he's shrugging and smiling. And his point and the whole reason I'm bringing that up is, after a while, that just gets boring. We watch stories because we want to see either the heroes and the villains emote through human struggle. Because it's go ahead, Robert. You're like,
this is hang on, just to answer your question. I think this is one of the other reasons Ash works, because they give him enough wins along the way, where it's so weird because he is he is both the thing that all the Deadites desperately want to get rid of, but there's he's half a degree away from being the Doom guy, where he is what the demons fear. Because they can't get him. It doesn't matter what they try to do. We send legions of evil spirits after this one guy, and it doesn't matter. He's always still standing.
Right.
And I wish they'd thrown that into the TV show. I mean, you would have had to do it at the end of season 3 when they already knew they were canceled. But somebody, whether it's Ruby or some other demon being you will never be happy, Ashley Williams. But getting really close to his ear and whispering, but you can never lose.
I feel like somebody in the writer's room is saying what we're saying and keeps getting shot down going, but the tone matters. And if you lean too much into the tragedy of Ash's being, he can never win, you're going to lose the more comedic tone of the show. And the appeal, as you said an hour ago, is people aren't really looking at this for David Simon-esque drama.
Please reference a better television director. I beg of you.
Mike Flanagan.
Shut up, all of you.
Show canceled.
And we're back to doing The Offer. Now there's people like me who are looking at that sort of thing, but I can find it elsewhere. The show doesn't have to be that, and I openly acknowledge it. All right, so we're kind of all over the place here. This conversation sort of dovetailed out of Bruce Campbell never being able to be happy, and that came out of our discussion with Amanda. Anyone else have anything